What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. It is the 24th of December, Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas, everybody. Here we are with a price of $87,000 and about 9 hours left in this day. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever holidays there are at this time of year. Merry holidays to everybody, but it is Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas, everybody. 8 hours, 53 minutes right now. What I'm noticing here, first and foremost, is we are clearly in a consolidation range here, right? Clearly, at this point, but back here on these days, everybody was celebrating. Well, I shouldn't say celebrating. The bears were celebrating and saying, this is the breakout. We're breaking out right now. We're going lower. And there was no volume. And we said very confidently, this isn't a breakout. If it was a breakout, we'd have breakout volume, right? Like when we broke out here, we had some volume come in. Whenever we were moving sideways here and we broke out, guess what? We had some volume coming in. When we moved sideways here and we broke out, guess what? There was volume coming in. Here we're moving sideways and we break out, no volume, we're not breaking out. If we're not breaking out, that means we shouldn't look at the consolidation range like this. We should look at it a little bit more openly, and I think this whole area here is a consolidation area. Maybe it's a horizontal channel, maybe it's some kind of ugly double bottom. I don't know what it is, but it's a phase of consolidation nonetheless, and we can identify that properly by using the volume. Right, the volume consistently is dying off, and typically whenever you're getting to and this isn't always the case, but typically when you get to the end of a consolidation phase, your volume is also decreasing, getting to very minimal levels. And then when the volume comes back in, that's whenever you break out one way or the other, right? I'm assuming we're going to break out to the upside just because if we're looking at this here, this clearly was a false breakout. It clearly was. We didn't fake out and then come right back up, but this still was a false breakout. The reason why I say it was a false breakout is because if we go back to this, we go back to this time over here, and we look at the price action, again, does it not, from a price perspective, just seem like we've broken out right here, right? As if we're breaking out right there. It seems as though you're breaking out, but again, there's no volume. A lot of people assume we were breaking out here, and that's why I'm calling it a false breakout, because the assumption was, and maybe even to some people still is, that we broke out to the downside. Typically, whenever you have a false break in one direction, typically you expect a true breakout to happen in the opposite direction. Because why do a false breakout and then do a real breakout? That doesn't make sense to me. Just because it doesn't make sense doesn't mean it can't happen, but still, it's kind of weird. Anyways, looking at this here on the 1 hour time frame, zooming way the hell in here. It is the 15th hour of the day. Typically the 15th hour is where things get a little bit screwy, right? This 15th, 14th hour here. Stock market opened up on the last hour. I think that's probably why we saw such a wick to the downside. Yet again, we've got a slightly lower low. Yesterday, we were talking about going just below this low at the exact same hours, right? We're on the 15th hour now. This is the 15th hour here. And just below this low, and we'd come back up. That was the expectation. Well, here we are today, going just below this low on the same hour. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we came up from here. That's the expectation. We'll see. The RSI, to be completely fair, does have hidden bearish divergence. The fact that you're building highs here, but you're actually getting lower highs is not a good thing. Stochastics getting tied up at the 50 is not a good thing. And the MACD, I'm not too fond of either. Maybe we don't move up from here. Maybe we do move down. 4 hour time frame, looking at this here, the RSI, in my opinion, is bearish. I mean, how many times in recent history have we found support here after rejecting this overbought? So we don't ever really find support here. Or if we do, it's very short-lived, right? So maybe we come up, but this might not be the area to find support on, right? We might have a little bit lower to go. MACD is crossing below the zero. Stochastics look bearish. I'm not bullish on this chart right now. That's for damn sure. Maybe we don't move up from here. We'll see. We'll see. Low to high, relatively speaking, right at the golden ratio. I mean, it's not like completely devastatingly bearish on these indicators. You are at a point to bounce with the MACD, but you have to bounce here. Either that or you're crossing and you will go lower. Stochastics are bearish right now. They're not really helpful. I mean, you're bearish whenever you're at your lows, right? Here you are at your lows over here. You were bearish. You're basically the same readings here. But that doesn't mean they have to go up, because we've seen those readings happen before and you still went down, right? So just with the context of the RSI, I suppose I would take a more bearish stance, because I would assume we go lower, we don't find support here. or that if we do find support, it would be a lower high and then we come down. All these different options. I'm just going to keep it simple with the fibs. You found support at the golden ratio. You came up, you found resistance at the 382.5 area. Now you're back down at the golden ratio. Statistically speaking, the most probable outcome would be that we go down to about $85.7 to $85.1 thousand, somewhere in this range here. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe we do. Maybe we don't. If we close a 4-hour time frame above $87.5 thousand, we become bullish. If we get above $89,000 on a 4-hour closing basis, this is the low, and we're looking to take out this high and probably work our way up to $95,000, $96,000 or higher. Okay. If we can close above 89.1K. Okay. Hold on. Moving up there is not enough. Just moving up there is definitely not enough. You have to close above 89.1K. Right? I'll start getting excited. I'll start being convinced that I'm wrong and assuming that we go down to this 85.7 to 85.1K area if we get a 4-hour time frame to close above 87.5K or higher. Okay. We're not that far away from it. But so far, I'm not really getting too much on this 4-hour time frame. To me, it seems as though we do want to go lower. Daily time frame here, rejecting the 50. The RSI is anything but bullish right now, in my opinion. I would assume that we come lower. Stochastics make me think that we come down. And the MACD, man, we had this really good thing where we had the false cross validated, but now we're false crossing our false cross. It looks like we're going to come back down. This is indecisive behavior. And that doesn't mean that we're going to drop to zero, but wouldn't this be the perfect time if we were to make people freak out? Wouldn't this be the perfect time to take out that low, validate the bearish bias, and as soon as we take out that low, we move up? Or maybe we don't take out the low, maybe we come down, we get a slightly higher low, tomato, whether it's a slightly higher low, slightly lower low, something a little bit lower from here is what I would expect. I mean, it's completely possible we drop down to 83.4 to 82K. But at the end of the day, up, down, sideways, whatever, I mean, it's all more or less the same. We go down, we're going to come back up. If we go up, we're going to come back down. We're probably not going to get too far away from this price area between now and the next month from now. So that's really all I have. If you guys like this video, hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. A little bit more of a bearish take today, but that's okay. Weekly RSI bouncing off the oversold zone, but I don't know. You've bounced off the oversold zone like this before, and then it resulted in something glorious. So it's not a problem. It's just you need to do something soon. Typically, if you bounce off the oversold zone and you do this, that's not good, right? It was during these moments that we saw our final drop in the bear market, right? You bounced right off the oversold zone. You didn't do much. We moved sideways, consolidated, then we dropped through the floor. And then at that point, that's whenever we recovered. Do we have one more drop to go? Are we going to drop through this low? I doubt we get below these lows, but at this moment, my thoughts are just focused on this slightly lower price action from here. Anything and everything between about 85.7 to 85.1K. If we break below 85.1K, $82.8 to $80,800 awaits for support. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.